We are reading Mindworks, an introduction to NLP. And at the end of chapter 17, we have a little story called SOMELAND. And I'm reading this little story. SOMELAND. Long ago in the vast reaches of space, a planet was born. She had one large land mass surrounded by oceans. Her name was SOMELAND. SOMELAND was beset by terrible troubles, both internal and external. She was inhabited by fierce warring tribes. She suffered earthquakes, hurricanes, and erupting volcanoes that kept reshaping her geography. SOMELAND's image, as reflected in the heavenly mirror of her own atmosphere, was constantly shifting. She'd get used to one image and then it changed to another. This was very upsetting. She didn't know who she was. Her external problems included meteorites, which kept crashing into each other and falling onto the planet, ruining still more of SOMELAND's features. Not to mention the problems she had with the 3 moons that orbited her and the 2 suns around which she orbited. The 3 moons kept influencing her tides, pushing and pulling in various directions and causing great floods, tidal waves, and giant whirlpools. Her orbit around the 2 suns was in the shape of a figure 8, so that at night she was frozen by the cold and by day she was burned by the heat. Her experiences was a chaos and unpredictability. Only one thing was certain: survival was an endless struggle. SOMELAND felt despair. She felt as though she could not endure, since she didn't have the strength to withstand the terrible stress, the pushing and pulling. Now, remember, planets are lonely bodies. They cannot meet each other and learn from each other, nor can they just lie down and die. What was SOMELAND to do? In her desperation, she turned inward. Instead of studying herself in the mirror of her atmosphere, she looked at herself in a way she had never done before. She saw familiar parts, such as layers of earth and stone, underground wells, streams and rivers, caves, the roots of vegetables, and unfamiliar parts, such as layers of black coal, reservoirs of slow-flowing oil, streaks of gold and silver, gemstones shining. And beneath all this, a heavy, stable area that could not be moved, pushed, or pulled even by the fiercest storm. It was a powerful magnet and source of energy. SOMELAND had never known this part of herself. "Who are you?" she asked. "I'm your core." "And what are you for?" asked SOMELAND. "I'm for you," said her core. "I'm your center, and I keep you stable in your solar system. External troubles only add to my power and energy. Now that you've finally found me, we can work together to influence our environment and reach our destiny." "Why did you never speak to me before?" SOMELAND asked. "I had no voice," answered her core. "Until you found me, you were just paying attention to your external world. Now you are beginning to notice your internal treasures and resources. Think of the treasures you noticed today for the first time. You are much richer than you ever realized. Your hidden parts have been working for you all along." SOMELAND took her place in the universe. Knowing her inner core and her resources enabled her to complete her journey toward her destiny. It's a story by Janet Kuhn.